All right. Can we go on now? Sorry everyone, for the delay. We're starting right away. Over to you. Over to you, Elizabeth.
Okay,
Yeah.
so welcome everyone to another exciting episode of Develop by Choice Facebook and YouTube live chat, where we talk and give out information that concerns the sexual and reproductive health and rights of women and young girls every Thursday by 5 p.m. So I welcome you once again. And before we move further into today's topic, which is a very, very interesting topic, we'd like to say thank you to our partners, our supporters that has been with us right from when we started this program. We're saying thank you to AWDF, DKT International Nigeria, Global Fund for Women, Cross River State Ministry of Health, Cross River State Primary Healthcare Development Agency, UNFPA, Women First Digital, and we're also saying thank you to Moment for Women Alliance for the amazing support throughout this program. Now we'll be moving to we have an amazing speaker in our midst. We have Dr. Faith Hinmikai. I'm sure I got that right. Dr. Faith Himikaye is a remarkable individual embodying multiple roles as a medical doctor, spoken word poet, and author. Our influential voice has resonated with thousands across diverse platforms. She's committed to humanitarian service and leads the health team of a nonprofit organization dedicated to empowering, elevating, and instilling hope in the less fortunate. Dr. Faith's impact extends beyond words as she seeks to influence, instruct, and awaken her generation. Through her expressive voice, she has not only provided solace to those in pain. Please, can you put up the slide? Mm. I think it's the fourth slide or so. Yes, thank you. So, through our expressive voice, she has not only provided solace to those in pain, but also rekindled forgotten memories, addressing impactful subjects that touches lives. Beyond our passions, Dr. Faith finds joy in reading, exploring new destinations, and connecting with like-minded individuals. Her deep-rooted faith shines through in her actions as she seizes every opportunity to share her beliefs and serve God. Thank you so much, Dr. Faith Himikaye, for joining us today. Really appreciate you. So, hello, Mama. Are you still here with us?
Yes, I am. Thank you for having me.
Oh, I can finally see that beautiful
Okay, we'll
face.
today's topic.
Hello.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mom. Let's just go into today's topic, please.
Yeah, sure.
Next slide. Okay, so first question is, how do you cope with breastfeeding as a career and businesswoman? Hello, ma'am. Over to you, ma'am.
Okay, so yeah, sure. Thank you for having me once again. And happy World Breastfeeding Week. I think it ended on the 7th.
Yes,
But August 1st,
yes.
August 7th is World Breastfeeding Week. So happy
Yeah.
World Breastfeeding Week to mothers, intending mothers, soon to be mothers, and every woman in the world. And most women have this drive to, do more than just, I won't call it just, because I don't see breastfeeding as something to, simplify, because it's a very big deal, right?
Yes.
But combining breastfeeding with career or business or whatever other additional thing we women get to do, because I
Mm-hmm.
see us as I see us as super women, right?
Mm-hmm.
Women have superpowers, and we have this ability to combine things, and we do it so effortlessly and so flawlessly at times. So we should give ourselves a pat on the back because we're doing a whole lot
Yes.
of work. So a
Mm-hmm.
whole lot of what I'm going to be talking about is going to be based on knowledge. And I know most women love to, share or listen to things based on experience. So I'll talk from
Mm-hmm.
other people's experience because I'm yet to have a kid myself, right? But I'm going to talk about other people's
Okay.
experience and then talk from knowledge. But I hope it really um, gives an open eye to as many that are listening right now. How do you cope with breastfeeding as a career and businesswoman? Now, the first thing every woman needs to understand is
Oh,
having, being able to plan and prioritize. Right, we have a lot of things to
mm,
do. Okay, so the woman is the wife, she's the mother, she's the businesswoman, she's the boss, she's the manager, she's the CEO, she's this, she's that, and
mm-hmm.
she wants to
Mm,
ensure that everything is balanced, right? But the need to prioritize and the need to plan cannot be overemphasized, because you literally cannot do it all at the same time. So you need to
mm,
prioritize. Okay, so what's more important at this point? What can I do first? What can I drop at this moment? And having that understanding that she can do it, she can do whatever it is she sets her mind to do, is something very important. And once there is that understanding and that mindset and that willingness to forge ahead, every other thing aligns, every other thing combines together, and she is able to sit well and get it done, because our mothers did it, right? Our mothers did it. So I asked my mom
yeah.
yesterday night, and I was just like, oh, okay, so you know what? I have a talk on breastfeeding, and because my mom is a retired nurse, and I asked her,
Oh, wow.
and I was like, okay, so how did you do it? Because she has 6 children, right? And she had a kid
Wow.
as a working class woman, as a nurse. And I was like, how did you do
Hmm.
this? Like, how did you cope? And she told me that I was the only child she gave exclusive breastfeeding out of all my
Hmm.
siblings. I was like, okay,
Okay.
I see. All right, that's cool. I was just like, so
I'm
how did you
curious.
go about
Why?
this? How
Why?
did
Why
you
you?
yeah, why me? Oh, maybe because I'm the last
Yeah.
born.
Okay.
And then she had better understanding then. And
Okay.
interestingly, she told me that she actually had to give a talk on breastfeeding, and it was after that talk she told herself, you
Hmm.
know what, I'm going to be way intentional with this my last child, and ensure I do it. And she did it, and well,
Hmm.
I guess I guess
Yeah.
it's like it's really showing off today.
Wow.
Okay, so but to go back to women who might be struggling with this, having being able to plan, being able to prioritize, being able to manage your time is very important, because you have a lot of schedules, you have targets, you have things to meet. I mean, the boss is demanding, and there are different. You can always cut me off, right? You can just if I think there should be like a limit, a time limit for each question, right?
Question.
So
Okay.
once I get
Yes.
to that time limit, just let me know, right? So as I was
Oh,
saying,
okay. Hmm.
there will always be what will I call it now? Seasons and times. And when a woman is pregnant, we call it trimesters. There's the first trimester, second trimester, third trimester, right? So
Hmm.
one thing I would
Hmm.
advise is to plan ahead before she even gives birth, before she gets to that stage. Okay, so what am I going to do? How am I going to do it? What are the steps I'm going to take, which I'm obviously going to talk about, right? So you don't wait till you get to that
Hmm.
point before you start acting, right? You start, you know, building your mind, building your mental state to that point. Okay, so how am I going to get it done? Then also manage your time, right? Manage your time to ensure that, okay, when you're at home, you know you're at home with your baby, and then when your baby is sleeping, like there's always this common saying. So when you change the screen, do you want me to start answering the next question? Or will you prompt me?
No, not yet. Just wait for it to be
Lizzie?
done. I'll just wait for it to be
Okay, all
done.
right, okay.
Yes,
So
I'm with you, ma'am.
all right, all right, that's fine. So when she's at when when the woman is at home, she knows she's at home with the baby. But then when she's at work, she knows, okay, these are the things that she needs to get done. And managing her time appropriately can everything I'm going to say isn't going to be like easy peasy. You just with a snap of your
Yes.
fingers get it done. No, I
Not
mean,
yeah,
like
then it's
each
done.
time I like, the older I get, the more I appreciate mothers, the more I appreciate women, the more I appreciate how much they do, right? Like going through, even as young girls, as younger girls, growing up into, growing up women and all, starting from the season of menstruating up to pregnancy, giving birth, and breastfeeding. It's a whole process. Do you get? But if our mothers did it, then we can do it and we can do better. So manage your
Yes.
time, and it's okay to delegate, right? It's okay to allow people do things for you. I mean, I'm a person of faith and I'm a Christian, and there's this common, stuff about Proverbs 31 woman. And
Yeah.
we ladies like talking about the Proverbs 31 woman, but she had women servants, she had maid servant, and she also took care
Everyone
of
shall
them,
help.
right? So like, it's okay to delegate. If you can't do everything by yourself, right? Delegating duties doesn't make you lazy. Doesn't mean you are lazy. Doesn't mean that you can't achieve everything. I mean, like, it just shows that it's wisdom, basically. And having people around is
Yeah.
so important, like family, friends, even work colleagues. It's something that you can really build on, right? You can really,
Okay.
really build on it. I
Yeah.
remember, I think for two of my siblings that are married with three kids, and while their kids were babies, I was like, that was before medical school. I would always go to their house. I mean, like, change pampers, clean up, and do all this stuff. So I was the younger sister that helped my elder sisters while they were, working and having kids.
Yeah.
So it's okay to have, like, your siblings come over. It's okay to have, cousins, nephews, nieces come over. It's okay to have your parents, mother-in-law, or your own mom come over and help out, even if it's just for a period of time, right? And as African women, right, we actually enjoy this because we have this, beauty of family, this
Yeah.
community that we share that the Westerners might not have, right? And it's something like, we should really work on. And also having this flexible work environment, like, I know we will still get to the place, we'll still get to the questions where you would we would talk more about interacting with colleagues or the boss on
Yeah.
breastfeeding and all. But
I
then,
think
like,
you
creating, you said?
I said I think you've spoken more on the first and the second question. Even the
Oh,
question
okay, all
written here
right.
on the screen, how do you handle the challenges? You spoke more, so we
Handle
should
the
just move to the
challenge.
next
Okay, yeah, let,
question.
let me just go ahead.
Yes, how can a woman
How do you handle the challenge and pressure during breastfeeding
breastfeeding?
and your work? Most time women, right, we put so much pressure on ourselves. It's okay. I think we need to come to that realization that it's okay to feel tired, right? It's okay to
Yes.
know when to rest. It's
You're not
okay
a
to know when to
superwoman,
take
that
a
must.
back seat. It's
Yeah.
okay to know when to ask for help, right? It's okay to say, you know what, I just need to sleep, right? And really, I really pray for most people to have, like, every woman to have very supportive partners, because it does make a whole lot of difference. It really does,
Yes, it
right?
does.
So what, like, when you have supportive partners, you have someone you can, so when the baby is crying at night and you probably have a presentation the next
Mm.
day or the next morning and you are trying to pick, you're not the only one, like, petting, dancing with the baby and, trying to feed the baby
Mhm.
and everything, like you have someone to support you. I also spoke about, delegating duties as well, right?
Yeah.
So it's okay to, like, lean back and, take care of yourself. And one very important thing I also want to talk about is self-care. Self-care is so important because when you prioritize self-care, when you're taking care of your body, right, your health, in terms of your nutrition, how you eat, what you eat, because you are giving out, because you are breastfeeding,
Mm.
right, you're actually, it's like it drains you from women that actually talk and,
Yes.
I've had this experience to talk about how breastfeeding can be draining. Some women get so dizzy. Like I remember watching some videos, or a particular video of this woman actually, like, she was simultaneously feeding her baby and eating. Like, that was how draining it got,
Wow.
right? So yeah, so like it can be draining. So like
Mm.
have this self-care, be consistent with your self-care, be consistent in a way that you don't lose yourself, so you don't get to that stage of
Mm.
having baby blues or having this post-traumatic um syndrome, of, yeah, PTSD after childbirth
Yes.
that happens to some women when the pressure just
Yes.
gets a whole lot and everything. So I think you can pop up the
Okay.
next question.
That's it.
Yeah, I
All
already
right.
spoke about
Okay.
having
So
support
let's move to
system,
the next question.
communicate and stuff.
So how can women effectively manage their breastfeeding schedule while working a full-time job or running their own business?
Businesses.
How can they
Okay.
manage their breastfeeding schedule?
Yeah. So first I'll talk about is, I already spoke about it earlier on, is that
Mm.
is time management, right?
Yes,
Um
yes,
if if the woman or if the women breastfeeding can manage their time, can plan their time, no matter how haywire it might seem, no matter how crazy the day might look like. It's
mm-hmm.
very important to know how to manage their time, right? Okay, so um, say for example, knowing when to breastfeed, knowing knowing when to use a breast pump and store the breast milk can also like be a very big lifesaver,
Mm.
right? You might not be able to breastfeed your child every single time
Yes,
because you are busy. I mean, you're running that business, whether
yeah,
it is online, whether it is whether you're working from home, whether you have to go to work, right? It's very important. Like, and then
yes,
it's like another topic entirely when it comes to, like, storing the breast milk, having good hygiene, how many hours you
yes.
should use
You
to
need to
store
store,
the
yes, the
breast
breast
milk,
milk.
how what keeps it potent, and that's like another topic entirely. But like, the woman can store up her
Mm.
breast milk. She can also taste it to ensure that it's still good. I mean, you can taste what you want to give your child. It's fine. It's okay to taste your breast milk, especially the
Mm-hmm.
stored one before you give your baby. Then also, one thing that I know that most women do is have this. Most companies, if as a career person, maybe the person has like a full-time job, have
Mm.
say a crèche or baby daycare unit either very close to the office or within the office, right? Like, you can have your baby there, and also being very careful that you don't just put your baby in any form of daycare. You just see the next available daycare, and because you are desperate, make sure you watch how they care for the other babies. Make sure the person, like, you watch how they clean the diapers. Make sure the kind of water they use, because it's very easy. Like, the baby is still very small, right? And the baby can take up various infections very
Yes.
easily. Your baby can get ill, and right, and because you are very busy, because the woman is very busy having so much on her plate, it can, add
Mm.
up a lot of stress on
Mm.
us. So having that at the back of your mind when you want to, choose a daycare service is very, very important. And if you're very well financially, stable, balanced and all, and if
Oh, yeah.
you don't have very close family friends, you don't have a mom or a mom-in-law, or you don't have siblings, or as bad as it can be, right? You can get a help, install CCTV in your home, right? Have it like this. These are things that you can think out of the box. And
Yeah.
interestingly, this thing is actually not so expensive when you think about it, right? Just to ensure that you can monitor your child. So you can monitor your child on your phone, on your device, right? Monitor your child on
Mm.
your device. And going back to talking to when I spoke about storing the breast milk, because the whole idea is to ensure your baby gets fed, right?
Yeah.
The whole
Yeah.
idea is to ensure that your baby gets, well fed. Now, exclusive breastfeeding, I think WHO has said, okay, it's in the past it used to be 6 months, and then for exclusive, but now WHO says you can actually do exclusive for like 4 months, and it's okay. But 6 months is still like, fine, still advised.
Mm.
But I know that for most working class women in Nigeria with this economy, right, most times they give women 3 months. Yes, that's what I know. Except it's changed, or depending on the organization or firm the woman is working in, they give like 3 months. And so you're with your baby at home, you're doing exclusive and everything, but then you have to get back to work
Mm.
and everything
Yeah.
changes. So these are like, few tips here and there that you can use to,
All
ensure.
right.
But let me go back to read the question to
Thank
see if
you.
there's anything I can add. Okay, so one of the things I would say is, it becomes easier when you are running your own business, right? When you're running your own business. Now,
Yes.
I know that I focus so much on women who have work, or
Careers.
full-time
Yeah.
jobs, and they have to go out and everything. When you're running your own business, it becomes easier, right? And most women who, except the woman is a single mother, right? Which happens,
Mm.
which now happens so often these days, and it would be unfair to just um, categorize everyone in this space where, oh, because she's breastfeeding, then she has a family, or she had to take care of her or anything. But regardless, right? Regardless, having this idea of batch, is it we like call it batch cooking, right? Like doing things in bulk can also help, because you would have to go to the markets, you would have to, get stuffs for yourself, right? Because remember, I spoke about self-care,
Okay.
because if you don't take care of yourself, you wouldn't find it easy to take care of your baby as well. And then if you're married, you also want to
Mm.
prepare food for your husband, or if you are, because most times when we talk about career, like, it's almost very streamlined, and it's almost like the only thing that is present in that woman's life is the business. But she has a husband, and
Mm-hmm.
she might even have
Yeah.
other kids, right? And she might have, say, a visitor that comes. I mean, this is like an African environment. We understand how this thing works, right? We live in a very communal environment, right? So like batch cooking, batch, storing the breast milk, these things can really help. And just the way this picture shows, right, on the screen at the moment, she's on our work
Mm.
table, she's on the screen and she's breastfeeding. I mean, like, women do this. I also remember a video I watched, and I think this really happened, of a woman who gave birth. I mean, on the hospital bed, she was breastfeeding and she was still preparing for exams. And I think she wrote the exams and passed. In fact,
Wow.
recently I watched a couple who earned, it was either I think their master's degree or so recently. The woman gave birth recently, and I mean like few weeks after, I don't know how long the duration, but the duration in between, but few weeks after, she got a degree and she went for a graduation. So like women are so powerful, our bodies are
Mm,
very strong, we can like do
okay.
so much as our mind can achieve. So
All
you
right.
can ask, you
Thank
can
you
go on
very
to the
much.
next
Thank you very much,
question.
ma, for that. Okay, we want to like try and wrap it up to 6 o'clock because we've exceeded more than our time. So,
Yeah,
um, yeah, Faith, are you there?
I
I would
am.
like Faith to, yes, to just go ahead with the questions and make sure
okay.
hopefully by 6 we'll be done.
All right. Okay. So I'll
Thank you.
just for this next question, how can women communicate breastfeeding needs to their employers or clients without feeling uncomfortable? So I have a list of things. I'm not going to expatiate on them. I'm just going to list them out. One is to choose the right time and setting, and two is to be confident and positive. Please, you are feeding a human. You are I know I said I wasn't going to expatiate, but I really need women to understand how important breastfeeding is, right? You are actually doing so much good to humanity. So be confident about it. Educate and advocate, your colleagues, your boss, and then use clear and direct communication, provide solutions, offer potential solutions to minimize disruption to work, such as adjusting your schedule, using flexible work hours, highlight the benefits of breastfeeding, share success stories. You can also join, groups. I mean, like women, we like to attach ourselves to, groups or breastfeeding women group or the young ladies group or the old women group and such and such, and request support, follow up in writing after the conversation, send a follow-up email summarizing the key points discussed, and then you can agree on arrangement, how it's going to work. Maybe if you have to close earlier than usual, say if you be proud to having your
Okay.
baby, you close by 4, now you can close by 2, or you can close by 12. I mean, like they understand that you have a baby and the likes, and then anticipate questions and anticipate criticism, anticipate concerns, and like just know that what you're doing is a good cause, and you know carry your shoulders high and go for it. It's your baby. I mean, your baby will live to thank you. So let's go to the next
Yeah.
question. How can women handle situations where they need to travel for work while still ensuring their baby's breastfeeding needs are met? Okay, so I spoke about storing your breast milk way earlier, so I'm not going to say so much about that. But remember to plan ahead. Notify your employer if you know that you have to travel, and if it's for work. I mean, like of course, it might be your personal work, or if you are in and if you are in an employee employer state, like, and then you are being transferred for work or you have to travel, you can either carry your baby along with a help, depending on the demand the work is going to give, right? Like it's just like you having a broad view of everything that the work entails, and just asking yourself very important questions. Can I leave my baby behind? Do I have someone I can trust to leave my baby with that can feed my baby, right? If your baby is still on exclusive, right? And one thing I also want to point out, I know that I have been talking about exclusive for a while, and I know that there are some women that might not be able to do exclusive, which is also fine. It doesn't make you a bad mother. All right. You can also use formula, right? But just be very careful on the hygiene, on the kind of cup you use, and even when you are storing your breast milk, make sure you store it in a breast milk pack. Like you don't just use any kind of container and everything, because you also want to be very careful of your child's health. Then maintain your schedule, your accommodation, where you're going to stay. Make sure it has a very good, space where you can pump, and then stay hydrated, eat good food. And then even while transporting, whether it's on the road, whether it's by air, make sure your baby's comfortable, make sure you're comfortable. I think we live in a pretty interesting environment, but I think there are still normal people out there that would, respect a woman who's pregnant or a woman who has a baby, and by and large. Okay, so we have 3 minutes to go. So next question.
Okay, I think we've run through the
All
whole
right.
question.
Okay.
Yes. Before we move further, I don't know, I'd like to ask if anyone has any question. Tina, is there any question that would like to ask Dr. Faith, probably from Facebook or YouTube? Faith Caminos, good evening. Are you still with us, Faith?
Yes, I am.
Hello?
Or is it my Faith? Oh, okay.
No, it's not your Faith.
So
Faith
we have
Hi,
more
Dr.
than one
Philip. I'm so
name.
excited that I'm your namesake and you look so beautiful. Thank you so much. I know I picked a lot from what you said, and you will definitely make a great mom, just like you are teaching us to also do. Thank you so much. Your mom did an amazing job. So I don't have any questions. I'm just I've been listening and I've been enjoying myself. Thank you so much, Elizabeth.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dr.
Okay,
Faith.
without any question. Faith Caminos, just round it up so we can just call it a day, please.
All right. Thank you so much, Elizabeth. It was awesome
Welcome.
hearing you anchor. Thank you so much, Dr. Faith, for coming on our show today. Sorry for all the delays. It's not always like this. It's just this raining season tends to be affect our weather, our network connections a lot. Thank you so much for making our time and for being patient. Your name is Faith, and you also have patience attached. Thank you. We are grateful.
Yes, we are grateful indeed.
All right. So we look forward to having you next time, if your schedule permits, on our show.
All right, that's fine.
All right. Thank you so much. Okay. Thank you, everyone, for listening on Facebook, on YouTube. Those that were able to join the Zoom live, we are grateful. Thank you for helping us, for encouraging us that what we are doing is actually meaningful and showing up every single week. We are grateful. Do well to share these videos with every female out there that you know, and even males too. Maybe let's say new couples, they would really benefit from this. Also, if you are a woman anywhere in Nigeria and also across the world and would like to have a one-on-one counseling or an online counseling, the numbers to call are on the screen right now. You can send a WhatsApp message or you can call and you will have our experts speak to you. Also, we have walk-in centers all across Calabar where you can go and have a one-on-one session with our expert counselors. We are grateful to all our partners and sponsors that help us make this work. And we promise to keep bringing this wonderful show to us every single week. Please, if you have any topics you would like us to treat, drop them in the comment section and we'll do well to visit them. We would love to see you next week, Thursday by 5 p.m. as we continue on this awesome program called Belle by Choice. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful weekend that starts tomorrow. Bye-bye from me.
All right. Thank you, everyone.
Bye, Dr. Faith. Bye, Elizabeth. Thank you so much,
Bye.
Martina. Bye.
All right. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye, everyone.
Bye,
Bye.
everyone.
Bye
Thank
bye,
you,
Mr.
Dr. Faith.
Oluwasegun. You are a great man to have joined this. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Yeah, bye everyone.
Thank you for joining us.